So Volibear gone immediately. Don't want to deal with him, especially with the way he has been dominating in both top lane and jungle recently.
Now, they did rein him in a little bit in this recent patch. I was never really sold on Volibear to begin with. I think I'd rather just have Set. But you know what? Throw something new. It has the new car smell on it, so everybody wants that instead.
I mean, that Volibear has proven quite strong indeed, but we are seeing a number of other just picks, a lot of targeting of support so far, getting rid of the Lux and then the Zyra in support roles. They're powerful lockdown supports. Both gone, Gangplank out of top lane, Nocturne out of mid, and Misfortune out of ADC.
Well, not entirely out of the top lane. Gangplank and Nocturne can both be flexed. I've seen a lot of Gangplank in the mid lane as of late, as a counter pick, and Nocturne, traditionally speaking, does jungle, but is effective both in the top and mid lane nowadays as well, so...
I think their both most common roles are still top for Gangplank and Nocturne in mid, but in either case, they don't matter for this game because they're banned.
Yeah, very true.
Vel'Koz picked up possibly a support early pick, and then Shaco coming in for Senna's jungle. We've seen Senna take Shaco out before, so... hopefully this run goes a little better.
Well, that was actually exactly what I was going to segue into by noting that the Gangplank and the Nocturne were flex picks. This Vel'Koz is the same thing. Could be mid, could be support, and if you really want to get frisky, you could throw a ranged wrench into the works against an Ornn, any kind of bruiser top lane, a Maokai, Malphite for that matter. But it looks like a couple traditional picks coming through. Xayah and Ezreal, you know what you're going to get with them.
And we have left open Yuumi, but it looks like they're going to go with the Blitzcrank for Ezreal instead.
Well, Ezreal Yuumi, definitely a strong combination, but it looks like Huge Minion Difference has something else in mind, going with the Blitzcrank, so we'll see how that works out. Xayah's going to be a little difficult to grab, although not so much so with the Nautilus.
They're both, good tanky bottom lanes. We're moving into our second ban phase, though, with what are most likely open top lanes, open mid lanes. This Vel'Koz is definitely a mid lane now, but looking at no top lane picks so far.
Oh, Shaco could be top, jungle. Huge Minion Difference definitely doesn't have a top or a jungle, so Graves is going to hit the bench, and I expect either a top laner or another jungler to be banned on the red side. There goes Jarvan. Now, you could ban a mid here if you're Huge Minion Difference. You could ban a top. You could probably even ban a jungler, because Shaco can flex out of there and lane in the top lane, but it looks like they're going to bench Talon, and traditionally speaking, a mid laner.
I mean, they're probably wanting to protect that Vel'Koz. There's a lot of focus on keeping Shadow Jumper safe, and knowing that you have FB Jake, who's a very high-end mid laner, seems like someone you would want to keep off of what might be one of their more dangerous champions.
That is very true. Uh-oh. Well, that timer stuck on 0. It's getting a little afraid we might end up seeing a flubbed draft here, but Vladimir getting locked in. So this, another flex. So it looks like Shaco in the jungle but Vladimir could be either or top mid. Xayah Nautilus, obviously, the bot lane.
I always love a Trundle pick. He's one of my favorite junglers to take out, and seeing him show up, I have faith.
Anymore, when I see Trundle, I'd almost want to see a dragon instead. Shyvana feels powerful, where they've been reining Trundle in. Shyvana's been creeping up, power-wise. Just a little side note, just in case somebody pays attention to the ramblings of a retired old man here.
And Jax to finish off for huge Minion Difference with Twisted Fate getting picked up for FB Jake on Apes Together Strong. We have 2 teams together now, and it looks like a couple of fairly solid comps. Although a lot of potential magic damage for Apes Together Strong. Shaco a little more flex in the way he builds. You see him with AP, I think, a little more often, but he definitely has a powerful AD build.
Oh, this top lane is definitely where I'm going to focus my attention. We're probably just going to send the kids out in the backyard, give them their Nerf bats, but we go and kind of look out the window 15-20 minutes into the match. We'll see if either of these top laners can affect the map elsewhere. I don't think they're going to do too much in isolation in the top lane, but Jax and Vladimir, both the hyper-scaling late-game carries from what I can see of the team. Kiraway on the Ezreal, I'm probably butchering his name, and I apologize. Definitely going to be a relevant factor as well. Right now, I'm kind of leaning toward huge Minion Difference team comp. Okay, production coming in, so Cairo. Not quite how I would spell it for Cairo, but I will see how many other times I end up butchering that name in the heat of commentary. Production helping me out with the proper pronunciation.
It's the internet. We spell things all sorts of fun ways. But looking at these team compositions, it's definitely a more traditional team composition for huge Minion Difference. Senna taking the Shaco lends me to a similar criticism that I've given in weeks past. It's a team game. We're not playing solo queue. Taking solo queue picks is going to put you in a worse situation when you're not looking at the overall composition. I don't know what Shaco actually adds to this team, other than maybe the potential for some early game pressure, but this doesn't strike me as an early game team. Nautilus's goal is to get to like 22, 23 minutes and become some kind of unstoppable juggernaut. Twisted Fate, you know, he adds some of that mid-game pressure around the board, but Shaco's just trying to get as many kills for himself as possible, and that's about it. So I'm never a fan of seeing Shaco in team games where you have the communications and you can track where the Shaco is.
Well, that's going to be on huge Minion Difference to keep their ward game up then. If Shaco does get loose, he can definitely cause some havoc. I mean, look how immobile Vel'Koz is, for example. Focus down that Vel'Koz early, get him behind. Might have a recipe for a snowballed mid lane, which might end up breaking open the map. And now huge Minion Difference is on the back foot, which, you know, completely changes the complexion of the game. Now they lose access to the Dragon Pits.
We would like to thank Monochrome 94 or Toxic Chrome 94 for resubbing for the 6th month today. He's not the only resub we've had. The other one I'm not going to thank because it was me, and I'm not thanking myself for that. But we appreciate it, Monochrome. And wait until after you were casting to do it.
Well, go ahead and pat yourself on the back while we're loading into the game all the same.
Absolutely not. So looking at summoner spells and looking at runes, we have a lot of respect for CC on the side of huge minion difference. Ezreal taking cleanse. Vel'Koz taking shield of all things. I don't know that I've seen shield outside of ARAM in ages. Their runes largely what you would expect, and then you have a spellbook on Twisted Fate, but otherwise pretty normal.
Barrier has its uses. You'll usually see it on someone like an Orianna as well in the mid lane, which, not exactly the most meta champion. It has been cropping up in the pro play scene, but Barrier does have its places on certain champions, but as you said, not very often does Barrier come up. I do actually think it's not a bad idea. Vel'Koz is likely to get burst down by Shaco, and Barrier will hopefully prevent that every so often.
So it looks like Apes Together strong in an invade to drop a ward got spotted out by Shadow Jumper and then just abandoned the invade. They didn't even seem to drop a ward anywhere.
Oh, geez, I'm not even loaded into the game yet. Oh, there we go. Now my loading screen's actually working. I'm at 5 seconds right now. Let me see if I can't try to catch up to everybody else. Alright.
We have Corey Trevor and Lost Fox getting a little bit up into the tri-bush, just putting some pressure on, letting their presence be known, but otherwise everyone just falling back into normal positions. Not a heavy pull on either jungler though. So Shaco's a champion that just doesn't need it. He's going to drop boxes.
Yeah, that definitely helps him, but I don't like that his side waves didn't kind of bluff helping. I think I want to try to give away as little free information as possible. So giving away where the laners are in relativity to the jungle kind of lets me know, okay, the jungle isn't in this area.
So we do know that, Jax is famous for being able to dodge auto attacks. Playing against Vladimir seems like a pretty rough lane for him.
Well, it's typical range versus melee in the top lane. Jax can sustain himself somewhat. Vladimir won't really be able to punish Jax and his existence in the top lane probably until level 3, which should be coming fairly quickly.
Yeah, we do have top lanes. Most champions at level 3 now. We haven't actually seen a gank yet, but maybe Senna will be getting frisky right after this Scuttle Crab, which Shadow Jumper seems to have timed well.
Unfortunately, not able to really interfere with the Shaco. Shadow Jumper sussing it out, but Twisted Fate making the rotation. Oh, here we go, top lane.
Yeah, Vladimir tends to be a pretty safe champion, so looks like he's largely going to get out of there.
Oh, I don't know.
Contentious Man decides to help out at all, or...
Oh, wow.
Oh, that's rough.
Yeah, that was double-digit HP. Oh, no.
Gotta feel like maybe your sub isn't communicating as well as he should there, but that has turned into Setsuna walking away with a double kill to start things off.
Yeah, that was classic over-aggressive jungler. But
and in the bottom, we have Lost Fox winning in a basically 1v1 against Cairo. While SJ Capping was back at bait. Or no, SJ Capping was also dead. We just missed that kill.
Yeah, it was going on. We had a little skirmish in the top lane and one in the bot lane where Trundle was trying to run interference on the Vladimir. But unfortunately, Setsuna able to pick up a kill on Datola. At the same time, SJ Capping got taken down as well. And Cairo taken down after, which I believe we saw. While Setsuna and Contentious Man. Ay. My eyesight's going on me. I'm old. Sorry about that.
As everyone gets back to lane, we're now looking at around a 2k gold difference, but we are just seeing everyone return to lane. Farming is going on again. Really, the only lane where farm is significantly down is mid, where Shadow Jumper just gets a good old clean ult for a 1v1 kill on FB Jake. In the bottom lane, we have a fight starting off. They catch SJ Capping, and Cairo manages to back out.
Something I wasn't able to bring up in the initial discussion was Nautilus is going to punish the Blitzcrank. If Blitzcrank grabs Nautilus, it's going to be a bad time.
So Shadow Jumper has roamed bottom using Barrier to protect himself, while Cairo finishes off a kill on Lost Fox. That brings it to 2-5 and helps reduce, but FB Jake, not letting things cool down, uses his ult, comes down, and finishes off Cairo.
Yeah, that was little mid lane action down in the bot lane, both of them roaming. Shadow Jumper getting the more effective first roam, I believe 2 assists going over to that kill, while only 1. Actually, it was Ezreal that picked up a kill on Zyra. Shadow Jumper picking one up on Twisted Fate, but that was earlier with the ult.
And FB Jake sussing out that Tool is trying to work on some Scuttle Crabs. It looks like everyone is able to just see him down, and then a double kill falls onto Lost Fox as they also clear out Shadow Jumper. That should just open up the dragon now.
Yeah, this dragon brought to you by a huge Minion Difference, kind of overplaying it a little bit and running into the enemy team without any kind of vision. So, yeah, unfortunately, free Cloud Drake going over to the red side.
And it just doesn't look like there's a whole lot of vision anywhere at the moment. I mean, Tool was definitely working on getting better sight lines near the dragon going after that Scuttle Crab, but just did not have communication on the rotation of bottom lane. It looks like we have a gank coming in on bottom, but very quickly SJ Capping is melted. Tool is just stuck out there. managing to get a shutdown on Lost Fox. That'll be a good chunk of gold. And then Cairo able to assist bringing it into a double kill. We're still about 3k gold difference, but that was a lot to help catch up.
Well, there was a shutdown in there, but what I would actually like to see is a rotation, Shadow Jumper going down to the bottom lane, bring SJ Capping and Cairo into the mid lane, because if you can win a skirmish there, the Rift Herald's up, and then you can claim another objective. Yeah, you're gonna kind of put Shadow Jumper onto an island of sorts.
Looks like they were able to spot out Senna while he was hiding in that brush, and he barely gets out with his life.
Yeah, that was spotted out by a ward. Senna...
Oh no, they didn't have a ward there. I think they spotted him on the tail end of Scuttle Crab.
Oh, that could have been as well. But Ezreal definitely knew Senna was there. True Shot barraged and left Senna down very low. But this is what I'd like to see from the side of Huge Minion Difference. If you put Shadow Jumper down there, if they make a play to the bot lane, it opens up the Rift Herald for you. And
we have a gank coming in on Set Senna. He drops his ult, which pushes people back a little bit, but maybe Tool and Contentious Man are backing off. FB Jake tries to fire off his ultimate, but instead they just turn on to Shadow Jumper with Senna and get a kill there.
I mean, when you're the team that's behind, you gotta try to find a way to make a trade that benefits you. Hemorrhaging on kills like this, not gonna do it.
Bottom lane, we have another just double kill under tower, putting a ton of damage onto SJ Capping and then burning him down with Ignite before finally Lost Fox and Corey Trevor are able to catch Cairo and finish him off as well.
Oh.
We just have solo kills going on all over the map.
Tool had FB Jake dead to rights, and unfortunately was just 2 levels behind and not able to finish off the kill. FB Jake, turning around going, wait a second, you're level 7, I'm level 9, let me fix that problem.
And it looks like Corey Trevor is just disrespecting the tower, while Senna is now taking a Shelly.
Yeah, now, here's the question. Where do you use it? Do you finish off that bottom turret? Or do you try to open up the mid lane like I was kind of trying to go for? Then you could really use it anywhere. Just about any of these turrets are vulnerable to a Herald being shoved into the lane.
Honestly, bottom lane is probably worth the least amount of gold right now. It only has one plate left.
In the immediate here and now, I agree with you. But
and an ultimate cleansed off. Corey Trevor using his ultimate, Cairo cleansing it off, but in the follow-up, Lost Fox and FBJ coming in, killing Cairo, locking down and killing Tool, and Lost Fox using ultimate and then finishing off SJ Capping, but ultimately dying to the tower. Senna showing up in mid lane with Shelly, using Shelly to leave only a couple of health on that tower. They will still manage to clear off. Oh, they will manage to clear off Apes bottom tower, but Cairo will catch Corey Trevor with a
True Shot barrage.
A True Shot barrage, just as he was trying to be back.
Yeah, that was a beautiful snipe by Cairo. One of the few things that have actually gone right for Huge Minion Difference so far.
And then Senna gets a solo kill in top lane, just walking away nice and clean.
Well, when you're up
7k gold.
Yeah. Well, some of that's in the top lane, but I'm waiting for Contentious Man to respawn. I think he's level 8, and Set Senna is level 11, so...
we have Tool getting caught out while poking around in the jungle. Just gets obliterated by almost the entire team.
Oh, here we go. Contentious Man using his teleport to go back up into the top lane while the rest of the team fighting over an Ocean Drake that is stolen away by Cairo.
Cairo manages to steal it away, and then Shadow Jumper finishes off Senna with his ultimate, winning a pretty bad situation, but Lost Fox and Corey Trevor not letting them get away, flashing forward to kill off SJ Capping.
Still trade advantage to huge minion difference. Picking up a Cloud is definitely ideal in every situation ever. Ooh, Lost Fox is in trouble here.
Tool manages to get in, and get himself a double kill, but that was while Lost Fox managed, or Corey Trevor managed to kill Cairo in response.
Well, this is what huge minion difference needs to do to get back into the game. They need to make trades. They're down 8,000 gold at this point. Any kind of trade that sees them with the advantage is to their benefit. They are, mitigating some of the advantage ahead of them, but now they're looking at their final outer turret falling to set Cena with the next wave approaching in. Contentious Man has no way of really dealing with this, being 2 levels down to the Vladimir as the Jax.
Also, the only items he's worked on, aside from completing Merc Treads, he has an Executioner's Calling as an only item.
Well, we might get a shutdown here.
Looks like they might finally be able to finish off Setsuna, but Lost Fox and Corey Trevor are here to clean up Contentious Man. And they are not backing down, despite it now being a 3v2. Corey Trevor diving deep, but managing to get out. Senna just holding off in the wings, probably about to clear off this Tool if he gets a little bit too close.
Ooh, a little fight over the blue buff. Not sure if Senna stole it or not.
It looks like Senna has an old buff on. Oh no, it's hard to say with the with this client. So yeah, we have had a lot of action, but we're still looking at an 8k gold difference in huge minion differences deficit.
Well, they need to figure out how to make a proactive play here. They've been trying to make the plays, but it feels like they're getting sussed out and equaled by the red side. So every time they make a play, they make a small little gain, but definitely not enough to...
Oh, and here comes FBJ going deep on Shadow Jumper, chasing him down, and then the rest of his team showing up, clearing out SJ Capping, and now they just have a pretty clean shot wherever they want to go.
Well, I would think second Herald, but looks like Cairo
catches Lost Fox out in the mid while Lost Fox is trying to back. And Senna trying to just 1v3 there. Doesn't quite work out, and he is sent running back. All this time, Senna and Corey Trevor just clearing out Shelly. And Senna still manages to kill Tool.
Yeah, I saw that one coming from a mile away. Tool not respecting the Vladimir damage at all. Trying to just kind of go forward. And unfortunately, this has been A little bit of a recurring theme this game from Tool, with the 6 deaths, not what you want to see from a jungler, just kind of being a little too aggressive.
Itemization, we are still looking at massive advantages going for Apes Together strong. FB Jake completed 3 items and almost has finished stacks on Soul Stealer. You have 2 completed items on Lost Fox. You have a lot of work being done on Corey Trevor. And we have a Rabadon's Death Cap and Soulbinder for Set Senna, while they just finished their Mountain Drake.
Yeah, so this Mountain Soul is not going to help huge minion difference at all. It's going to make Set Senna that much more difficult to take down, adding to defensive stats, as well as Corey Trevor being that much more of a pain in the behind to deal with. Between the shields, the defensive augment, that's going to be a Nautilus that is, difficult to deal with, and I don't even see the parts of a Blade of the Ruin King coming through for anybody on the side of huge minion difference. So this Nautilus is about to, establish dominance over the game if Set Senna doesn't do it first.
Well, right now Nautilus isn't really. Corey Trevor hasn't itemized to make that the best, but Set Senna is really trying to dodge out after being pushed very far forward. Gets finally locked down and killed using 3 members of huge minion difference to achieve it. What we're about to see are a couple of Wits Ends come out to try and combat the amount of AP damage that exists on Apes Together Strong.
Oh, Trundle's still missing something like a Tiamat, though. I am not familiar enough with Trundle specifically to say if it's a good item or not, but getting the attack resets from using the Tiamat can't hurt. Given that Tool is behind on the Trundle, I would think, maybe that investment might be worth it.
We're seeing the pings. It looks like they are, now that Contentious Man has been killed by FB Jake, and Tool is just in the bottom lane, it looks like they are just going to take themselves a free, uncontested Baron.
Yeah, this is, unfortunately, alright, we all show in the bot lane, as huge minion difference does, give over a kill, so you leave the rest of the map vulnerable, and the True Shot Barrage a little too late to steal away the Baron.
FB Jake just took them on a little journey and walked out pretty clean.
Yeah, TF ulted to get out of imminent danger, but now with Baron, looks like huge minion difference just backing away.
So he didn't just get out of immediate danger. He ulted to go take blue buff. It was a resource-intensive movement. He saw where he could get advantage and took it.
Well,
and it looks like Set Senna is once again caught out far away from his team, just having 4 members of huge minion difference wail on him, even while he just completely resets his health bar, almost taking down Contentious Man. But while they're doing that, Apes Together Strong manages to secure the inner turret for mid and are now pushing down bottom lane's inner turret as well.
Yeah, so Vladimir Setsina trading himself for 2 kills on turrets. So advantage. Ooh, I'm not really sure I want to call that advantage huge minion difference by any stretch of the imagination. Losing 2 inner turrets, not good. They do hold the line, so no inhibitors in immediate danger. And it looks like halfway through the Baron power play, 10,000 gold behind, 23.5 minutes in. not exactly where Huge Minion Difference wants to be, but I don't see a concerted urgency to push into the base of Huge Minion Difference by the red side. It looks like they're content to claim another dragon, which won't spawn for another 30 seconds, leaving maybe 20 to 25 seconds left on the Baron.
Looks like Apes Together Strong is shoving mid now, coming in, while both of their side lanes are also pushing. Senna just using some of that Shaco trickiness to get out of there, while FB Jake now moves in to finally capitalize on this top tower, just using that Lich Bane to completely destroy it. And Corey Trevor coming in, locking down everyone he can, grabbing Shadow Jumper firing his ult, managing to land a double kill on Corey Trevor and Lost Fox. Set Senna kind of stuck out as well. FB Jake and Senna just hanging out in the back lane. Senna's trying to capture this dragon. FB Jake still pushing in on tower, while Set Senna drags as many team members back as he can, just completely setting them away from their base. Senna coming in behind. Vladimir obliterating a Trundle. A Shaco obliterating a Jax. And a Twisted Fate solo killing as well. They just had I think, 3v5 and won it.
Won it convincingly as well, because Set Senna took Huge Minion Difference on a ride and acted really as debate. So any viewers, this is probably the time to spam that debated emote, as Huge Minion Difference took the bait hook, line, and sinker, and now their top and mid inhibitors are now gone. No Baron buff yet, so we may see a little bit of a reset here coming through. No clear objective on the map right now, so Huge Minion Difference going to be pinned into their own side, but Tool going a little too far in.
It looks like SJ Capping got a grip off on Set Senna and finished him off there.
Alright, so not the worst play. It could have went worse. I did not see the support coming in from Huge Minion Difference to help secure that kill. But without that rocket grab landing, I think Set Senna would have taken Huge Minion Difference on another ride with super minions flooding into a completely unprotected base.
There is vision for Apes Together Strong all over the blue side of the map, and they're trying to clear that out, but with minions shoving in and Baron about 45 seconds away, I think we're just going to have to see everyone begin positioning for Baron.
Well, this is where you have to decide, okay, we have a Jax out on the side lane pushing the top minions away. It's not a bad plan, but you've also got to account for the split push on the other side. Twisted Fate doesn't need a teleport. He can just ult into a Baron fight, whereas Jax will need to use a teleport. I don't think... Yeah, Jax recalling, so not going to try to split push anymore. That minion wave on the top lane is going to be basically roaming free. I think we need to deal with either FB Jake or the Baron, because either of these pushes can be fatal for a Huge Minion Difference.
Baron is going down. They are melting him as quickly as they can, with Huge Minion Difference able to get 2 members in the back lane against 4. But in a lot of ways, FB Jake has locked down 2 members. We have an engage where Tool manages to finish off Senna. So now they have the jungler clear. Tool trying to duel against Set Senna. It hasn't worked out for him yet, and it did not work out for him there, even if Lost Fox came in and took the kill. Engage is happening. We have double kills going back and forth all the time. FB Jake inside the base, just going ham.
Yeah, that Baron fight was yet another distraction. Huge minion difference taking the bait. Twisted Fate, FB Jake just kind of in the base with super minions, and it looked like Set Senna teleporting in to help take down the turrets and the Nexus. So, well done.
That is Apes Together Strong's first win of the split. Congratulations to them.
Well, it was a well-deserved win. They had winning lanes across the map, so when you win the lane, you win the game. And unfortunately, for the side of Huge Minion Difference, you look at these massive death totals, the smallest being Shadow Jumper on 5, not where you want to end a game. Win, lose, or draw. Just kind of rough day at the office for Huge Minion Difference.
We are going to have an interview with Lost Fox in just a moment, but I do want to call out before we get into that, absolutely massive damage bars for all these carry lanes. I mean, domination coming from Set Senna, FB Jake, and Lost Fox. Lost Fox, welcome to the interview room.
Alrighty. A little bit new here, gotta be honest, but hello.
Congratulations. I'm excited to see y'all got that win.
Yeah, it was very surprising. Our team, it was like the gradual increase, I guess, right? So, sadly, our team leader, Lego Jin Jago, I think, Jun Jago, John Jago, I think. He's out for work, so we gotta pull in a guy, and he has a friend, we get the friend in, everything's sort of going well, and it's probably like halfway through the game when just like our team like finally started realizing, wait, this could be it, right? And like the spirits, man, the positivity, everything was like smiley, happy, right in the world. It's like that TF2 pyro guy, you know? Like it was nice.
So
Good for one singular game. Yeah.
y'all had 2 subs today.
Yep.
Set Senna and FB Jake. Of course, Lego Jinjago has been in the chat this entire game just cheering y'all on. Do you think we're going to see more of those two moving forward?
Yes. Of the subs?
Yeah.
Maybe not. Usually, hopefully. Well, right now our ADC, I think Nick is his name. He's had a computer part come in, but because his computer broke out. So you might be seeing more of either set or of the BJ, our mid laner, the TF. Mainly FB Jake. Hopefully not too much though. Just because again, we had some emergency pulls. Somebody needed to go to work. Somebody had their computer broke down, and thankfully we found some people to help out.
Absolutely, it was a fantastic game. Definitely congratulations on the W. Frico, did you have any questions for him?
Take me through your draft, if you don't mind. They first picked, I believe, Vel'Koz.
Yes. So they first picked Vel'Koz, and we did some initial scouting. Very useful in a lot of situations. And we knew that most likely it would be a Vel'Koz mid lane, right? So from there, we decided to pick 2 of our safer roles. Obviously, jungle and bot lane have pretty static matchups. It's not too scary if you blind pick into them. So that's how we blind picked the Shaco for our jungler and the Nautilus, I believe, for our support.
It was actually Xayah.
Xayah? Oh, never mind. I swapped that around. Mixed up. We picked the ADC there. I mean, again, ADC support, both are pretty safe. Sorry, that was my bad. After that, they picked...
That's all right. I mean, bottom lane is fairly safe. I'm actually just surprised that, I guess, the more meta ADCs were not picked from your side, like Varus, 200 Years, which is a champion whose name I refuse to use. You know, Was there any specific reason why Zaya specifically?
So, to help make the team more comfortable, I was moved over to bot lane, and honestly, I have zero experience with Mr. 200 Years. And as much of a great guy as he is, I personally like to play some more traditional ADCs, Caitlyn, Zaya, etc. And the other thing is that with the recent crit item rework, actually, it's not just Mr. 200 Years. Most crit ADCs aren't in the worst of spots. They're actually pretty good. And something that Zaya provides to the table that a lot of other ADCs don't is early game aggression, because her level 3 combo of QWE is a lot of good damage. It's great damage output, especially if you have something like a Nautilus that can set up for that as well. Nautilus Leona, it's huge. It's great, in my opinion, at least. And honestly, thankfully, it worked out against this team comp at the end.
All right, Lost Fox. One more question before we go to break.
Yeah.
Who's the next team y'all are beating?
I mean, I don't know. Iron Dragon's looking kind of nice. Got to be real. Everybody else, pretty much. Have a good one. Yeah, thank you.
Lost Fox, it's been fantastic. Congratulations. We're thrilled for y'all. It looks like Lego Jinjago is thrilled for y'all and says that if he was an ADC, we would have had 200 years.
Yeah, he's the player that plays that BS. Okay, not me. I stay free from that. Alrighty, thank you very much.
Absolutely.
Yeah, well done on the win. Hopefully you find a couple more through the split here. Good luck going forward.
At least, hey, we ain't ended at 0, and that's the first step, you know? That's the first step.
Very true.
Got there. All right, so coming up next, we are going to have Smug Club taking on NG Blossom. So our number 1 team against our currently number 8 team. Looking forward to it. We will be back in just a few minutes. I am Jeff the Magic Goat.
I am Frico, and I believe I will be making way for another caster for the next game. So it was nice to poke my head in here for a game, but my time here is done. So have a good day, everybody, and stay around for game 4.